All right, we're starting a special project here in the speed shop. Stick around, we'll tell you about it. All right, we want to introduce you to our friend Charlie Lane here. And Charlie isn't probably going to talk to you much on this. Wayne might pipe in a little bit. We got some of his childhood friends kicking around here, lifelong friends. But the long and short of it is, Charlie's grandparents bought this in 1969, the year they bought it. And Charlie wants to see this sled put back on the snow. So that's his wish. So we're going to do that for him here on the channel. Our plans are to be determined, but Charlie either wants to see it go to a kid who will pass it down to somebody else, or we might auction it off at the auction before the ride-in and donate the proceeds to ALS. So
yes.
So that's what's going on. It's a 1969 Nordic with a 399 twin. It's a 70 with a 399 twin. And Charlie is a giant fan of the channel. He's made the most generous contribution anyone's ever made for us. No one will ever top it. And so we want to do this for him and for his memory of his grandparents.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
So
looking forward to this project.
Yep, and we'll show you along the way. We'll show you pictures of Charlie and his grandparents and his buddy standing behind the camera here. Supposedly there's some 8mm film of them riding this in 1972. I want to see that. 70, yeah. So we're going to get this film, and we'll kind of fill you in on the story as we go. We got pictures and stuff, but we got some other sleds to load up too. So we're going to get after that right now.
All right, we'll bring you along for the journey.
You good?
Perfect, buddy.
Yeah, very
Perfect.
good.
This
Well
sled,
done, well done.
This sled is going to need a little more than just clean the car. No, I think Tommy was saying do it this way. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do it that way.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, the suspension's moving.
Watch it through the fender, you can see it, right? You can't hurt it. Will it slide off?
All right, here's Charlie's sled off the trailer, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about Charlie's situation before we show you the sled. You probably gathered from the clip that Charlie does have an illness that's affected his speech. What you probably didn't gather is that he potentially has a very short time with us. And Charlie loves the channel, and this was his sled when he was a kid. His grandparents bought this. I think he said he was 13 or 14 years old when they bought it, and this is what he rode. And Charlie's dream is to see this running again, and we'll show you what's going on with the sled now, but I thought I'd make that clear, and I just want you guys to know we can't build everybody's sled for them. This is a very special case, so please don't bombard us with, hey, I've got this old sled that I think you could use for channel content. I've got so many sleds to use for channel content. I really can't do everybody's, okay? I work a full-time job, as does Dennis, as does Lonnie. And I just want to make that clear that this is a special case that we're only going to be able to do once. We met Charlie, and we understand what the channel and what this means to him for us to do it. So it also helps that Charlie's relatively local. So anyways, this was Charlie's sled. He did the usual kid stuff. He put on this checkered stripe down here. He put this stripe on the hood. He really wants us to try to preserve his original hood. I don't know if he wants, I'll contact him We can text message back and forth, and I'll find out if he wants the stripes replaced or just kept as it is. It's a plastic hood. It's cracked pretty good. Obviously, restoration's not possible on these hoods, bodywork. I don't think there's much you can do on these things. These plastic hoods that Skidoo used were really brittle. But Charlie says it's important to use his original hood. So we're going to try to do that. So this hood is super fragile, and it's even really hard to open and close because of this. I'm worried that it's going to keep cracking and then just break in half. And you can see it's broke out up here too. So my first thing I'm going to do is get this hood off the sled and try to stabilize it. Now let's go on to problem number 2 after I gently open the hood. Problem number 2 through 200 is the condition of this tunnel. I don't think this is salvageable. You saw in the earlier clip we loaded a parts sled up, and Charlie has agreed that we can use the tunnel off the parts sled. And you know, if you look at how far this rod extends and the structure, I don't know that I could scab in pieces from the parts sled, and if I did, I'd probably end up cutting it back here and just splicing the tunnel on, and then it's just some sort of a Frankenstein. It's not really Charlie's original sled, not much more than if we just swapped the tunnel. And it needs a lot of other stuff. You can see the exhaust is rotted off, the engine is locked up, the carb's laying there, probably doesn't work. The gas tank's been leaking. That track, if you can see it in there, looks pretty questionable. But it's a 1970s Skidoo Nordic, and all this stuff is, you know, obtainable. We do have the parts sled. So with that said, first thing I'm going to do is get the hood off this thing. I really want to get that off and get it stabilized. So let's get onto that right now. All right, I'm going to show you my plan of attack on the hood. So this is a hot staple gun with a hot staple loaded. There's a staple by itself. And you just kind of melt them into the hood and it holds the crack together. So credit where credit's due. I first saw this on Steven Nyberg's channel. He does some vintage snowmobile stuff in addition to some other ATVs and things. I'll put a link down in the description. There's probably a banner right across here. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and do this, and I'm waiting for Brad because it's going to take human intervention to hold the crack shut while I get the first few in. So Brad's going to be down here in a couple of minutes, and we'll get after it. We got Brad here. He was just talking. You guys don't believe he talks sometimes. All right, I showed you the hot staple. Brad, you gonna hold it together, and we'll lay one in there.
Right here next to that hole.
Up here?
No, down here, where that hole is.
Right here.
I think so.
All right, I'm pulling the trigger. It's melting in. There we go. It's in.
It's hot.
Give it a second. Pull it out. Boom. Got to try to get a close-up on that. That was cool.
Yeah, no, do another one an inch up.
Yeah, we're going to do them closer together than an inch, but that was...
No, do an inch.
You think... Well, for starters, yeah. But that was
like welding.
super cool to watch. Hopefully the camera gets this. I don't know if it can or can't.
I hope it burns my finger.
It won't.
Yeah,
I won't.
There it is.
Can you see it?
I can feel it.
Okay. Well, I'm trying not to push it through. Ooh, and I got to give it a little bit to cool.
It didn't get hot out here. I mean, it did, but...
All right. I'm going to get the air hose. We're going to air hose it after. All right. Brad had a good point. In addition to showing I cut those bolt heads off, we should get some details on these springs and these mechanisms and how they go together. I'm sure Greg's got it memorized, but nice to have it here for reference. All right, now I'm going to get the rest of this bolt out both sides, and then we can continue hot stapling. All right, we've been disassembling further. So we got the gas cap door off, and we got the headlight out. And when I drilled the crack, I didn't really get to the end of the crack, so I'm going to drill it again from this side. And we're going to do a bunch more heat staples. Now I can reach these. There goes the hood. Brad used to work in a body shop, so he actually knows something about this. Yeah, I know, it's fully at the end out here, but it went diagonally through the material.
Exactly. So where does it end?
Well, it ends on the other side, so...
We're going to staple the shit out of it.
Well...
Stuff out of it.
We'll drill that. You could say shit, Brad. We'll drill that right at the end. We're going to end up body working this thing anyways, so... Good enough.
Oh yeah, hot.
I maybe went a little deep on that one.
That's hot.
All right, folks, we'll keep doing those.
Blowing that thing.
We're done with the stitching. What do you think, Brad?
We got a lot of stitches.
It did. So
Way better than zip ties.
It does seem to be way better than zip ties, and the cracks close flush. And we had to do some down by the headlight mechanism too. But I don't know. I'm pretty happy. I know what you're all thinking, and yeah, I'm gonna go find a Polaris hood with a crack. I'll be right back. All right, we got this random, crappy, old, evolved side panel. Pretty representative of 90s Polaris plastics, at least to my knowledge. If you think it's not, tell me. But we're going to try hot stapling it. There's no cracks, and I don't really even care if there's cracks. What I care about is, does the staple melt in? Does it act properly? Can we do this instead of zip ties? I'll bet we can. Oh, yeah, that's a thing of beauty. Where's that blow gun? That doesn't look bad. Should we look at the other side, Brad?
Scared.
I don't think there's any read-through.
No hotness.
No read-through, no heat. Let's do a few more.
Do one up here on the corner where you'd see it. Like, do a diagonal right here.
Right there? How about right by this slot?
Perfect.
Then we'll know where it is. So all I'm doing is sinking it in until it's gone, and then cooling it off. This Polaris hood material isn't flowing as good as the Skidoo stuff was. It's also not brittle like the Skidoo was. I mean, the Skidoo is like a real plastic. I don't know what this... Somebody told me this is some kind of stuff called mitten. I'm not sure. You want to hold it? You want to hold it, Brad?
Yep.
All right. So, there we go. Polaris hood test. That's pretty deep in. I don't have a free hand for the air hose, so we're just going to let it kind of cool naturally. I could have let it cool a little more, but it's in. So we got a few of these. Let's flip it over and have a look. Nothing. Nothing. Let's really bury one. Let's just sink one.
I want to see one burn through. I want to see you burn through the other side.
All right. All right, Brad wants to see if I can actually burn it through. I know I can if I stay in it, but let's see how long it takes. It should just fall away at some point.
Stop right there.
Oh, that's really deep. There I went through. So we did poke one through.
Let's see what it looks like.
Well, I'm sure it looks like crap. I poked it right through. So that's too deep.
That was hot.
Ouch, Brad. That's too deep. But look, it's not bad once it pulled off. Yeah, maybe. We're going to try a real deep one right here now, but not go through. Just deep, deep.
Yep.
All right, that's deep, but it's not through. Waiting for it to cool. There we go. All right, let's, nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's warm. It's warm to the touch.
Did blister a little.
Yeah, a little bit.
It was on there a long time.
All right. Here's the point now. I think you can do this from the backside and it'll look better than zip ties. You know, guys like to do the Frankenstein stitches on their cracked hood. I don't know. That's my theory. I mean, that Skidoo hood sure looks a lot better than zip ties. We'll find out in the future, I guess. Brad and I decided to fit it on, and it still fits, and it's solid. We don't have the hinges on, but let's open it. You want to just tilt it forward?
And show this piece.
Oh yeah, even up there, the standard crack out of the headlight thing. Here, I'm going to open it. One hand open. It isn't flopping all over. Still good. Charles, we saved your hood for you. So, yeah, I'm happy with that. Now I got to trim all these little spikes before I poke my hand 100 times. All right, that's a pretty solid start to this sled, pun intended. But truth is, I'm very happy with this hood. Love those hot staples. They really work good. And Brad thinks that we can get some two-part epoxy and smooth all this over and even build up this broken out area here. Why not? Let's do it. Let's make this thing look good. I mean, it's going to be a rattle can resto. We're not going to do professional paint and body work on it, but we can make it a lot better than this. So we will take the stripes off and replace them later. You know, Charles put these on when he was a kid. He wants them back on there. These black parts here, you know, they seem like they're going to scrape off pretty easy. And of course, we got this checkerboard stripe. And I know Greg knows where to get the checkerboard stripe. This other stripe, I think we'll just mask off and paint on there probably. I'll take some measurements. Shouldn't be too hard to duplicate. So, I know it's not a huge start on this project, but this is all we had time for tonight. So with that said, I want to say thanks to all the patrons. You guys are the best. We really appreciate you. You can see their names up on the screen right now, and there is 2 screens worth. The patrons give us a little support each month, and in return, they get to see patron-only videos and other posts. And basically, we really appreciate them. They keep the beer fridge full. They keep the pizza freezer stocked, and they even help out with some parts. So that's awesome. Really appreciate you guys. Also, really appreciate everybody that's given us a super thanks. And if you've given me a super thanks in the last week or 2, your name's up on the screen right now. It's kind of a rolling thing. And you never know when a video is going to come out or how late it was. So if you gave us one, your name will get up there eventually. We really appreciate you. The super thanks really help us a lot with the YouTube algorithm. Other than that, hit that subscribe button. Subscriptions are free. Now, I know there's memberships on some other channel on YouTube. We don't do that, so you won't accidentally get hit up for some dollar value. Just hit the subscribe, hit the notifications. The YouTube stuff's all free. The only thing that costs money is the Patreon to get the extra posts and stuff. So with that said, we'll see you at the swap meets, and we'll see you at the Twin Ports Vintage Snowmobile Festival.